So the guy that represents my district, the Georgia's 9th congressional district in the House of Representatives, is Andrew Clyde, who was not born in the land of the red, white, and blue, as you see behind me, but he was born in Canada on November 22nd, 1963, of all days. Not saying that I'm not saying that's a mark against him, but to be born on that day of all days, like the exact day. Anyway, a couple months ago, he defended the January 6th Capitol building rioters, insurrectionists, whatever you want to call them, terrorists, I call them. Uh, he defended them, saying that it was basically a tourist destination, like a tourist visit. Tourists. Speech impediment. He said, and I quote, unquote, watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statutory Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes, taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit. Now, I'm not going to show footage of the riot because for some reason I tried it once, my previous response to that particular comment, and for some reason it was taken down because it was showing violent imagery. Like, what the fuck, YouTube? Like, of course it's violent imagery. It's the Capitol building. Anyway, he doubled down. Some guy read his exact quote, and he said, Andrew Clyde doubled down on what he said it was, and I stand by exact statement as I said it. And then later, I don't know if it was to the reporter or to someone else, he said, well, no, you misunderstand. I didn't actually compare them to tourists. It's like, well, which is it, you dumbass? Are you saying it's like a tourist, or are you saying you didn't? Because on one hand, you're doubling down, on the other hand, you're backpedaling. It's one thing to backpedal or double down. The Republicans don't have any consistency. Like, at least some people, they're consistent with their anti-Medicare for all stance. They just say, oh, we can't afford it. It's stupid, but at least they stick to it. They don't switch between, oh, we can't afford it, or it's unpopular. It's like, oh my God, Andrew Clyde needs to be sent back to Canada. I did not vote for him. This is... he is such a fucking idiot. This is a guy who is simply trying to appease Trump and the Trump base, while also, as of the last part, the saying it also the whole backpedaling. But this guy, he is in it for the power. Like, because he's Canadian, he's probably not going to run for president, and I hope he doesn't, because that would mean, oh, he came from where I live, or at least the district that I live in. It's like, fuck. And I respect Ilhan Omar, but I do adhere to the idea of you have to be born in the United States to be president of the United States. That means fuck you too, Ted Cruz. I will not be voting for Andrew Clyde next year. I'm not going to vote for a Republican ever, but to the people who live in the Georgia's 9th district, as someone who also lives in the 9th, please do not vote for this guy. And don't just be like, well, I hope he loses. No. Campaign for whoever gets the nomination next year. Vote for that person. We gotta get rid of this moron. It's one thing for when it's like in another district, like Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, by the way, for me is right next door district-wise, and Lauren Boebert or even Ted Cruz. It's one thing for us to be like, oh, look at those idiots over there, or look at that idiot city councilman in Alabama who used the House N-word. I'm surprised that there are politicians who actually said that word out loud like that. But it's a total different thing when it's right here, or at least that person is representing. As I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, this is what happens when you can't live alone because the economy is ruined for millennials. This is a bad reputation on all of us. Like, I remember the guy that was representing our district before. He actually defended some racist comments made by Trump. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I actually wrote to him saying, fuck you. But we gotta vote these people out. We gotta vote him. Oh, yeah, I remember what happened to him. He tried to run for the Senate and lost. But anyway, we can't stay out of it anymore. There were once a time where you could stay out of it and it'd be fine, but that was like 20th century. This is the 21st century where you have to be involved. I'm not saying shame on people who don't, but it's sort of like it's on you when horrible people like Andrew Clyde win. I know he's not very powerful when it comes to House, but it's sort of like the stepping stone, first House and the Senate, and then God forbid anywhere else. Well, that's my opinion about this idiot who unfortunately is my congressman. Stay awesome, stay progressive, and may the force be with you.